All right, let's dive in. Kabbalistic angels.
Ooh, sounds intense.
It is. Well, it can be. But, it's also fascinating. We're looking at 5 angels in particular today, right? Ieliel,
Elemiah,
Hahaiah,
Melahel
and Hahuiah. And we've got a great book to guide us, Kabbalistic Angels of Transformation.
by Pete Casaboon.
That's the one. Plus, we've got some really cool angel imagery to, really set the mood.
Nice.
So, what strikes me right off the bat is that out of all the angels out there, these 5 are the ones that are calling to you. It's like they're whispering secrets just for you.
I mean, they are.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
But before we get all mystical, let's back up a sec. Most people have heard of angels, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're like everywhere. Every culture, every religion, practically.
Exactly. They're like these universal messengers, bridging the gap between, the divine and us mere mortals.
Yeah, like spiritual go-betweens.
But here's where things get really interesting. Kabbalah, this mystical system of Jewish thought, throws a curveball into the whole angel thing.
Oh, totally. It challenges our preconceived notions right from the start because, you see, in Kabbalah, angels aren't bound by gender.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, they're non-binary forces existing outside those limitations.
Okay, that definitely changes things. It's like we're looking at angels through a whole new lens. So tell me more about this Kabbalah thing. What's the deal with the 72 names of God, and how does that connect to angels?
Okay, so Kabbalah is all about diving deep into the hidden meanings of scriptures and, the very nature of the divine. One of its central ideas is the Shem HaMephorash.
The Shem HaMephorash.
Yes, which are these 72 names of God, each believed to hold specific energy and correspond to, you guessed it, an angel.
Whoa, so it's like if you need a boost in a certain area of your life, you just dial up the right angel using their divine name.
Exactly. Need some help smoothing things over in a relationship? Give Ieliel a ring. Want to uncover some hidden truths? Elemiah is your guy or gal or, well, angel.
Right. No gender limitations here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is getting good. So let's meet these angels. First up, we've got Ieliel, the helping god.
Ugh, Ieliel. Such a peaceful energy. All about harmony and reconciliation, especially in relationships.
So if my roommate and I are constantly bickering, I should be chanting Ieliel's name.
You could, but think of it more like tapping into a higher vibration of peace. Because, Ieliel's a seraphim.
A seraphim, one of those super close to God angels.
Exactly. So when you invoke Ieliel, you're calling on some serious divine juice.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Is it like a whole ritualistic thing?
It can be as simple or complex as you like, but honestly, sometimes the simplest acts are the most potent. Try just chanting Ieliel's name while focusing on your breath. And visualize a gentle light surrounding the conflict, or surrounding you and your roommate.
Dissolving all that tension.
Exactly.
I like it. But what if the conflict's not with someone else? What if it's like internal turmoil?
Ieliel's got your back there too. Picture that same light gently surrounding those turbulent emotions.
Bringing a sense of calm and clarity. Okay, I'm getting it. It's all about shifting the energy. What about Elemiah, the hidden god? Now that sounds a bit more mysterious.
Ooh, yeah, Elemiah is all about uncovering truth and protection, especially during times of, uncertainty or even betrayal.
Okay, so like a cosmic detective and bodyguard.
Haha, exactly. And the truth Elemiah reveals could be external or internal. You might uncover someone's hidden motives, but you might also gain deeper self-awareness.
So how do we call upon Elemiah's guidance?
Well, journaling can be really powerful. It's like when you write down your thoughts and feelings, you're inviting Elemiah to shine a light on what's hidden within.
Okay, next up is Hahuiah, the shelter of peace. That sounds amazing. Does that mean Hahuiah, magically makes all our problems disappear?
Not quite. It's more about cultivating inner peace and stability, like finding a sanctuary amidst the storms of life.
Oh, I see. So it's not about avoiding challenges. It's about having the strength to face them.
Exactly. And that inner strength comes from a place of deep understanding and reflection. In the tarot, Hahaiah is associated with the 7 of Pentacles.
7 of Pentacles. What's that all about?
It shows someone patiently tending their garden, waiting for the fruits of their labor to blossom. It's a reminder that growth takes time and that true abundance comes from nurturing our inner world.
That's a beautiful image. So Hahuiah is all about patience.
Among other things. But yeah, there's definitely a sense of trusting the process. Not forcing solutions, but allowing insights to emerge naturally. And you can connect with Hahaiah's energy through repetition of the name, like a mantra.
Like just repeating Hahuiah over and over.
Exactly. Close your eyes, visualize yourself surrounded by a protective light, and repeat the name.
Oh, I can already feel myself relaxing. Okay, 2 more to go. Tell me about Melahel, the god deflecting evil. That one sounds pretty intense.
Melahel is a powerful protector, but there's also this strong connection to healing, especially through nature. Yeah, think herbs, plants, all that good stuff, like sage, lavender, rosemary. In Kabbalah, the natural world is seen as a reflection of the divine. So working with plants is like tapping into that divine energy.
I'm loving this. So how do we connect with Melahel's energy? Should I be, like, making herbal teas and chanting?
You could, but really just being mindful of that connection to nature is key. Next time you're preparing an herbal tea, imagine Melahel's light infusing the herbs, amplifying their healing properties.
That's a really cool visualization.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, we have Hahuiah, the god of refuge.
Hahuiah. This angel is all about spiritual protection and courage, especially for those facing danger or challenging situations.
Historically, soldiers would call upon Hahuiah for protection in battle, right?
Exactly. But Hahuiah's energy isn't just about physical safety. It's about cultivating inner strength and resilience, that warrior spirit.
I love that. So we've got Ieliel the peacemaker, Elemiah the truth seeker, Hahaiah the inner sanctuary, Melahel the healer, and Hahuiah the protector.
It's like a whole angelic support team. And the coolest part is they can all work together to support you in unique ways.
That's amazing. So instead of thinking of them as separate entities,
Mhm.
we can see them as a team, all working towards our highest good.
Exactly. And you know, that's a really important point because it highlights how this ancient wisdom is still so relevant today. You don't have to live in a cave or wear robes to connect with these angels.
So how do we make these angelic connections a part of our modern lives? Any practical tips?
It can be super simple, like set a reminder on your phone with an affirmation like, Melahel, guide me with your healing touch today, or create a little ritual before bed, lighting a candle and dedicating it to one of the angels.
I love those ideas. Okay, I am officially hooked. Let's dive deeper into each of these angels, starting with Ieliel.
Sounds good. But, you know, before we do, I think it's important to acknowledge that uncertainty is a part of life. And sometimes we won't have all the answers right away.
You mean like even with angelic guidance?
Yeah, even then, the angels are with us every step of the way. But the key is to cultivate trust, knowing that even when the path isn't clear, we're being guided and supported.
That's reassuring, actually. But how do we build that trust, especially when doubts creep in?
One powerful practice is to light a white candle, which symbolizes clarity, and simply affirm your belief in angelic support. You could say something like, even though I don't have all the answers right now, I trust in the guidance of the angels. I know I am supported.
It's about surrendering to the bigger picture, even when things feel uncertain.
Yes. And remember, prayer is like a direct line to the angelic realm. It's a conversation, a way to communicate your needs, express gratitude, and seek guidance.
So there's a structure to prayer, like a way to make it more effective.
Think of it as a framework. Begin by expressing gratitude for the presence of angels in your life. Then, clearly state your requests, whether for protection, healing, or insight. And finally, close with an affirmation of trust, believing in their guidance.
Okay, I'm taking notes. This is starting to feel very empowering. Like, we have access to all these amazing tools and resources if we just know how to use them.
And here's another tool that might intrigue you: astrology. Each angel has astrological correspondences. For example, Ieliel is associated with Venus, the planet of love and harmony.
Ooh, that's fascinating. So if Venus is strong in my birth chart, does that mean I have a natural connection with Ieliel's energy?
It very well could. Exploring your birth chart might reveal which angel is most prominent in your life, which can offer a deeper understanding of your strengths and challenges.
Okay, I'm adding get an astrology reading to my to-do list. What about tarot? Can we use those cards to connect with angels?
Absolutely. Remember how we mentioned Hahaiah is connected to the Seven of Pentacles? Well, each angel has a specific card that resonates with its energy. By incorporating those cards into your tarot readings, you can gain even deeper insights into the messages the angels are trying to convey.
So we're like channeling angelic wisdom through the cards.
Exactly. Okay, one more time, for good measure, let's talk about the Tree of Life. Remember, it's like a map of spiritual evolution made up of those 10 sephiros. Each sephira is a stage of growth, and each angel corresponds to a specific sephira guiding us along the path.
So we've got these angels, the Tree of Life, the tarot, astrology. It's like a whole spiritual toolbox.
Yeah.
And each practice offers a different way to connect with angelic energy.
And the more tools we have, the more empowered we become.
All right, I think we've laid a pretty solid foundation here.
I agree.
So now let's dive into the specifics of each angel, starting with Ieliel, the angel of peace and reconciliation.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it. So Ieliel, the helping god, harmony, relationships, all that good stuff.
Right. And a seraphim, no less.
Oh,
Super high vibe angel.
absolutely. Closest to the source.
So how do we practically tap into that energy? Like, if I'm feeling stressed out or overwhelmed, can I just, like, call on Ieliel for a quick chill pill?
You can. But it's not just about like instant gratification. It's more about cultivating a deeper sense of peace, both within yourself and in your relationships.
Okay, so less about quick fixes, more about long-term transformation.
Exactly. Think of it as like building a foundation of peace. And you can do that through simple practices like chanting Ieliel's name, visualizing a calming light, working on forgiveness, stuff like that.
Forgiveness, that's a good one. I definitely need to work on that. I tend to hold grudges.
We all do. It's human nature. But Ieliel's energy can help us release those grudges and move towards compassion and understanding.
Compassion. See, that's something I always struggle with, especially when I feel like someone's wronged me.
I hear you. But remember, Ieliel is a powerful ally in those situations. Try calling on Ieliel's energy before you react. Just take a breath, visualize that calming light, and ask for guidance in responding with compassion and understanding.
Okay, I can try that. It's like calling in the peacemaking reinforcements. So we've talked about using Ieliel for like smoothing things over in relationships and finding inner peace. Are there any other areas where Ieliel's energy might be helpful?
Well, Ieliel is also associated with creativity and inspiration. So if you're feeling stuck or uninspired, you might try invoking Ieliel's energy to help you tap into that creative flow.
Ooh, that's interesting. I never thought of angels as being connected to creativity, but it makes sense, right? They're these divine beings full of inspiration and light.
Exactly. And that light can illuminate our own creative sparks. It's like Ieliel helps us connect to that source of inspiration that's always within us.
I love that. It's like we're all little artists waiting for that angelic muse to whisper in our ear. Okay, I'm definitely adding Ieliel to my list of go-to angels. But I have to admit, I'm also a little intrigued by Elemiah, the hidden god. That one sounds a bit more, well, mysterious and maybe even a little dangerous.
Yeah, Elemiah definitely has that mysterious vibe, but it's not dangerous, not in a bad way. It's more about like revealing what's hidden, uncovering truth, and protecting us from deception.
Okay, so less about danger, more about, like, being a savvy detective.
Exactly. Elemiah helps us see through illusions, both external and internal. It's like having a cosmic lie detector at your disposal.
So when would we call upon Elemiah? Like if we suspect someone's lying to us?
You could. But it's not just about catching liars. It's also about gaining clarity in confusing situations, understanding hidden motives, or even just getting to know yourself better.
Oh, self-awareness, yeah. That's
Mhm.
always a good thing. But how do we actually connect with Elemiah's energy?
Well, we talked about journaling being a good way to connect with Ieliel, but it's also a powerful tool for working with Elemiah. When you write down your thoughts and feelings, it's like inviting Elemiah to shine a light on what's hidden within.
So it's about bringing those subconscious patterns and motivations to the surface.
Exactly. And sometimes the things we discover about ourselves can be surprising, even a little uncomfortable. But it's all part of the process of self-discovery and growth.
And Elemiah helps us navigate that process safely.
Absolutely. Remember, LMI is also about protection. So as you uncover these hidden truths, you can trust that you're being guided and protected along the way.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better about diving into the depths of my subconscious. So we've got the peaceful Ieliel and the truth-revealing Elemiah. Who's next on our angelic roster?
Next up is Hahuiah, the shelter of peace. This angel's all about cultivating inner peace and emotional stability, like finding a sanctuary amidst the chaos of life.
Okay, that sounds amazing. So if I'm feeling stressed out, I can just call on Hahaiah and everything will be fine.
Hahuiah's energy isn't about magically making your problems disappear. It's more about finding that calm center within yourself no matter what's going on around you.
So it's like the storm might still be raging outside, but Haya helps us find shelter within.
Exactly. It's about cultivating that inner resilience, that ability to weather the storms of life with grace and composure.
I like that. It's like Hahaya is not giving us an umbrella, but teaching us how to dance in the rain.
I love that analogy. And, in the tarot, Hahuiah is connected to the Seven of Pentacles.
The Seven Pentacles, that's the card with the gardener patiently tending their plants, right?
Yes. It's a reminder that growth takes time and that true abundance comes from nurturing our inner world.
Okay, so Hahaya is all about patience, inner growth, and finding that inner sanctuary. Are there any specific practices we can do to connect with this angel's energy?
Repeating Hahuiah's name as a mantra can be very calming. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and gently repeat ha 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 while visualizing yourself surrounded by a protective light.
It's like creating our own little energetic bubble of peace.
Exactly. And Ahai is also connected to the Sapphire Bina on the Tree of Life, which is all about understanding, wisdom, and reflection. So instead of trying to force solutions, Ahaya encourages us to find stillness and allow insights to emerge naturally.
So it's not about rushing to fix things, but trusting that the answers will come if we create space for them.
Absolutely. It's about surrendering to the bigger picture, even when things feel uncertain.
Okay, I'm getting this patience vibe from Hahaiah. I can definitely use more of that in my life. All right, two more angels to go. Tell me about Melahel, the god deflecting evil. That one sounds pretty intense.
Melahel is a powerful protector, especially during times of, physical or spiritual danger.
So if I'm walking alone at night, I should be calling on Melahel.
It couldn't hurt, but remember, Melahel's energy is also very much about healing, especially through nature.
Oh, right. Herbs, plants, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Melahel helps us tap into the healing power of the natural world. Herbs like sage, lavender, and rosemary are particularly associated with Melahel's energy.
So it's like we're calling on the angels and Mother Nature to team up and support our well-being.
Exactly. And, in Kabbalah, the physical world is seen as a reflection of the divine. So by working with plants, we're connecting with both their earthly properties and their spiritual significance.
Okay, I am all about that mind-body-spirit connection. Are there any specific rituals we can do to invoke Melahel's energy, especially when we're feeling a bit under the weather?
Next time you're preparing an herbal tea or like a healing bath, try inviting Melahel's presence into the process. Imagine the angel's light infusing the herbs, amplifying their healing properties. You can even create a little healing garden and ask Melahel to guide you in nurturing both the plants and your own well-being.
Ooh, a healing garden sounds so peaceful and restorative.
Hmm.
Okay, last but not least, we have Hahuiah, the god of refuge. This angel sounds like the ultimate protector. Who should be calling on Hahuiah?
Hahuiah's energy provides spiritual protection and courage, especially for those facing danger or challenging situations. Historically, soldiers, first responders, anyone working in high-stress environments have called upon Hahuiah for support.
So if I'm about to give a big presentation and I'm feeling nervous, I could call on Hahuiah for a boost of courage.
Absolutely. But remember, it's not just about physical courage. Hahuiah's energy also helps us cultivate inner strength and resilience, that ability to face our fears and overcome challenges.
So it's like Hahuiah is helping us tap into our own inner warrior.
Exactly. And Hahuiah is connected to the Sapphire Gevura on the Tree of Life, which is associated with strength, discipline, boundaries, and righteous action.
Okay, so it's not just about brute force. It's about channeling that strength with wisdom and integrity.
That's a great way to put it. And you can connect with Hahuiah's energy through visualization, imagining the angel's light surrounding you, protecting you, and giving you courage.
Okay, we've met all five angels: Ieliel, Elemiah, Hahaiah, Melahel, and Hahuiah. Each one brings such a unique energy and focus. It's amazing how much depth there is to explore here.
It is. And remember, you don't have to work with these angels individually. Their energies can beautifully complement one another.
That's a great point. So instead of thinking of them as separate entities, we can see them as a team, all working together to support us.
Exactly. Each angel offers a unique perspective and a set of tools. By weaving their energies together, we can create a truly holistic approach to our spiritual growth.
That's a fantastic way to think about it. And I'm sure you got some great tips for how we can practically incorporate these angelic energies into our lives.
Absolutely. There are so many ways to make this wisdom relevant to our modern lives. But I think it's important to first acknowledge that uncertainty is a part of life. Sometimes we won't have all the answers, and that's okay.
So even when things feel confusing or overwhelming, the angels are still there to support us.
Yes, they are. Remember, they're with us every step of the way. The key is to cultivate trust, knowing that even when we can't see the path ahead clearly, we're being guided and supported.
That's such a reassuring thought. But building that trust, especially when doubts creep in, can be challenging. Do you have any advice for strengthening that connection and trusting in angelic guidance?
A simple but powerful practice is to light a white candle, which symbolizes clarity and purity, and affirm your belief in angelic support. You could say something like, even though I don't have all the answers right now, I trust in the guidance of the angels. I know I am supported.
It's about surrendering to that bigger picture, even when we're feeling lost. I love that.
And remember, prayer is a direct line to the angelic realm. It's a conversation, a way to communicate your needs, express gratitude, and seek guidance.
So there's a structure to prayer, a way to make it more effective.
Think of it as a framework. Begin by expressing gratitude for the presence of angels in your life. Then clearly state your requests, whether for protection, healing, or insight. And finally, close with trust, affirming your belief in their guidance.
Okay, I'm taking notes. This is starting to feel very empowering. Like we have access to all these tools and resources if we just know how to use them.
Exactly. And here's another tool that might intrigue you. Astrology. Each angel have astrological correspondences. For instance, Ieliel is associated with Venus, the planet of love and harmony.
Ooh, that's fascinating. So if Venus is having a strong influence in my birth chart, does that mean I have a natural affinity for Ieliel's energy?
It very well could. Exploring your birth chart might reveal which angel is most prominent in your life, giving you a deeper understanding of your strengths and challenges. It's another way to personalize your connection with these angels.
Okay, I'm adding get an astrology reading to my to-do list.
Yeah.
What about tarot? Can we use that to connect with angels as well?
Absolutely. Remember how we mentioned that Hahaiah is connected to the Seven of Pentacles? Well, each angel has a specific card that resonates with its energy. By incorporating those cards into your tarot readings, you can gain deeper insights into the messages the angels are trying to convey.
So we're not just reading the cards, we're channeling angelic wisdom through them.
Exactly. It adds another layer of depth and meaning to the tarot. And it's a great way to explore which angels you might be drawn to.
All right, remind me again about the Tree of Life. How does that fit into this angelic puzzle? It feels like there's so much to this system.
Remember, the Tree of Life is a map of spiritual evolution made up of those 10 sephira we talked about earlier. Each sephira is a stage of growth, and each angel corresponds to a specific sephira, guiding us along the path.
So we've got these angels, the Tree of Life, the tarot, and astrology. It's a whole spiritual toolbox. What's amazing is that each of these practices offers a different way to access and connect with angelic energy.
And the more tools we have at our disposal, the more empowered we become to navigate our spiritual journeys.
Speaking of tools, let's talk about healing. We touched on Melahel's connection to herbal medicine, but what about other forms of healing? Does Kabbalah offer any insights into how we can use angelic energy for healing?
Kabbalah sees healing as a holistic process that addresses the body, mind, and spirit. It recognizes that true healing involves restoring balance in all areas of our being. Angels can play a powerful role in this process.
So it's not just about fixing physical symptoms, it's about addressing the root causes of imbalance, whether they're emotional, spiritual, or even energetic.
Exactly. For example, Hahuiah's energy can be incredibly helpful for emotional healing. By creating that sense of inner peace and sanctuary, Hahuiah helps us process difficult emotions and release what no longer serves us.
That makes so much sense. And what about protection? We talked about Hahuiah and Elemiah being protectors. How can we incorporate their energies into our daily lives to create a sense of safety and security?
Protection isn't just about physical safety. It's about cultivating inner strength and creating a spiritual shield around ourselves. Simple practices like a morning protection prayer, cleansing our homes with sage, or carrying a protective talisman can all help to cultivate a sense of safety and security, both within ourselves and in our environments.
It's about creating that sense of being held and supported, both by the angels and by our own inner strength.
Exactly. And remember, the angels are always there to support us. We simply need to invite them in and trust in their guidance.
This deep dive has been incredible. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of what there is to learn about these angels.
There's always more to explore and discover, but what's important is to start incorporating these practices into your life, even in small ways. It's about finding what resonates with you and allowing these angelic energies to guide and support you on your journey.
Absolutely. Before we go, I want to thank Pete Cossaburn. His book, Kabbalistic Angels of Transformation, has been such a valuable resource for this exploration. He presents these complex concepts in such an accessible and engaging way, making angelic wisdom relevant to modern seekers.
I agree. His work is truly insightful and inspiring.
All right, before we wrap up, I have one question for you and for our listener. Now that we've dipped our toes into the world of these 5 angels, what resonates with you the most? Which angel's energy are you most drawn to explore further?
That's a great question, and it might not have an immediate answer. Choosing a favorite angel is kind of like choosing a favorite star in a vast constellation.
I love that analogy. It's about finding the one that shines brightest for you at this moment in time. Maybe it's Ieliel's peace, Elemiah's strength, Hahaiah's shelter, Melahel's healing touch, or Hahuiah's courage. Or maybe it's a combination of all of them, working together to support you on your unique path.
Exactly. And as we grow and evolve, different angels might step forward at different times, offering their specific guidance when we need it most.
It's like you're dancing around us, waiting for the right moment to step into the spotlight. And the more we open ourselves to their presence, the more attuned we become to their subtle whispers and nudges.
Precisely. It's not just about calling on them when we're in need, it's about cultivating an ongoing relationship, a sense of trust and connection.
And the more we trust, the more we receive.
Beautifully said.
This whole deep dive has been such a gift. I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of angelic wisdom and how to incorporate it into my life. What about you? What are your biggest takeaways from exploring these 5 angels?
You know, it's funny, we've been talking about these angels all this time, and I'm realizing I kind of always pictured them, well, a certain way, like those Renaissance paintings.
Yeah, the flowing robes, the wings, the halos.
Exactly. But exploring them through Kabbalah, it's like, I don't know, it's like they've become more real, more relatable.
It's like we've moved beyond those traditional images and tapped into something deeper, more essential.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Ieliel, Elemiah, Hahaiah, Melahel, and Hahuiah, what final thoughts or insights would you like to leave our listener with?
Hmm. Well, I would say don't be afraid to really get to know these angels. Explore their energies, experiment with different practices, and see what resonates with you.
It's like a personal journey, right? Finding those angelic connections that feel most authentic. Absolutely. Pay attention to synchronicities, intuitive nudges, maybe even in dreams. Those could be signs that an angel's trying to get your attention.
And if you're feeling a bit lost or you're not sure where to start, there are tons of resources out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Pete Casaboon's book, the one we've been using, it's a great starting point.
Hmm.
And there are other books, websites, even workshops on Kabbalistic angelology.
It's a whole world waiting to be explored.
Yeah.
And the more we learn, the more we realize how interconnected everything is, right?
Totally. It's like a giant cosmic web with all these threads weaving together the angels, the tree of life, astrology, tarot, even our own personal experiences.
It's a beautiful thing to contemplate, isn't it?
It really is. And the journey of exploration, it's just as important as any destination.
I love that. It's not about arriving at some final point of enlightenment. It's about embracing the process of growth, learning, and transformation along the way.
And the angels are right there with us every step of the way, offering their guidance, their support, their unconditional love.
It's like there are cosmic cheerleaders rooting for us to succeed.
Well, this has been an incredible journey.
It really has.
I feel like we've only just begun to scratch the surface of this fascinating world of Kabbalistic angels.
There's always more to learn.
But I hope our listener feels inspired to continue exploring these angelic connections in their own lives.
Me too. And remember, you're not alone on this path. The angels are always with you, just waiting to be invited in. Trust in their guidance and let their wisdom light your way.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of Kabbalistic angels.
Until next time.
Thanks for joining us.